Devotion 28. God's goodness isn't canceled. Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, since as members of one body, you were called to peace. Colossians 3, verse 15. In 2020, cousin 19, not only spread across the world at record levels, but it also spread across our daily realities and changed so much for so many. What we saw in the news truly felt like something we only see in a Hollywood movie, not real life. Because of the life-threatening potential of the virus, social distancing and canceled gatherings were required precautions. While all of this was necessary, it was also jarring. It was like life just slammed on the brakes and we were all reeled from the whiplash. Certainly, in the grand scheme of things, saving lives is always most important, child, not to people who don't believe in, you know what I'm saying, nothing but themselves. Anyway, but it left me with all kinds of emotions to process in the middle of the changes. One of those emotions was the very real feeling of disappointment. Please know processing your disappointments is not only okay, it's emotionally and spiritually necessary. You're not making light of someone else's serious pain when you process your pain to gain a better perspective. With that as the anthem playing in the background, I want to recall some of the circumstances that were hard on me and those I loved during the times of C-19. In just a matter of a few weeks, I helped a friend navigate her canceled wedding. My husband had to close the dining room of his restaurant. Many loved ones lost their source of income as businesses closed and couldn't reopen. Schools closed and canceled sports, plays, graduations, and other events students had worked hard toward and looked forward to for years. Family gatherings were canceled. People we know and love got sick, and some didn't recover. Loved ones had to try to say goodbye over FaceTime when they got the excruciating news there was nothing more that could be done. Everything we thought we would be doing in that season looked vastly different than we expected, and the feelings of loss that followed were real. As Christians, how do we set our minds and hearts on things above when we are staring at startling realities? Here are some things I wrote in my journal during the time of C-19 that helped me. 1. Frame the disappointment by remembering what you do have so you don't get consumed by what's been taken. It's incredibly emotional when you've dreamed and planned and invested in what you thought would be a very normal expectation, and then your hope is hijacked. But remember, being good to other people has not been canceled. Learning, growing, and maturing have not been canceled. The need to grieve and get counseling has not been canceled. Fun has not been canceled. Love has not been canceled. Be honest about what you need and be ever mindful that through all of this, C-19 changed a lot. It did not change God. It did not change his character. It did not change his love and care for his people. It did not change his plans to take everything we face and use it to grow us, to mature us, and make us ever more prepared for a good future. This disappointment may be a delay. It may be a distraction, even a devastation for a season. But this is not your final destination. God's goodness is not canceled. Rest in that. Rejoice in that. Be so very reassured because of that. 2, as you remember who God is, use that to bring some perspective into your disappointment. God is a protector. He is protecting you from something you can't see. God is a provider. He is providing something if only you'll look for it. Just because his provision is different doesn't mean it's not good. God is faithful. No matter what disappointment is taking from you right now, place it in the hands of God. Give it to him as your sacrifice. For whatever we willingly place in the hands of God, he will redeem. 3, resist the temptation to write out worst case scenarios. It can be so easy to let today's disappointments get blown out of proportion and make you expect the absolute worst for tomorrow. I'm challenging myself not to mentally run too far into an unknown future and write a script of worst case scenarios. I'm going to pause there for a second. I had to do that recently. At my job, I have been applying for positions in administration. And I know that some of the people that are in our central office feel a way about me. They feel a way about me because how would I describe how I feel like they see me? Kids love me. Adults don't get me, I think is the best way I can say it. My students, children, absolutely. And I have like sometimes I'm like, girl, I don't get it. But they absolutely are drawn to me. The adults, though, the grown-ups that are supposed to be for kids, they want me to conform. And I don't conform. I say the things that I need to say. I say the things that I want to say. I say all of the things. I do all of the things. But at the end of every day, I work in the field of education. And my job is to care for, nurture, and love children. And I don't always care for what adults feel. And so that makes those people feel away. And from my perspective, not theirs, I believe that they refuse to let me out of the classroom. So I had stopped applying for jobs in administration. Just had stopped it. Just like, forget y'all. I'll go somewhere else where they will appreciate my uniqueness. They will appreciate my voice because y'all want me to conform and be quiet. And that's why our kids are suffering in our classrooms. Because once we get out of our classrooms into these upper management positions in school districts, we are quiet. We won't say the things that need to be said because we get scared. I've seen it. I've seen administrators. I've seen it happen. I refuse. And I feel like I get punished because of that. So I had stopped applying, right? So this position became available. And I said, I'm not applying because I stopped applying because every time I apply, y'all find a reason that I don't get it, or you pull somebody from another school. Like how you pull somebody from another school into my school where I know these kids. I work with these kids. These kids know and love me. So you would give it to somebody else in a different school instead of giving this position to me. I'm highly qualified. I felt like central office was just not going to let that happen. So that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. This position became available at another school. And God was like, girl, apply. And I was like, because, I had already told myself, I'm not applying for nothing else here because these people don't appreciate me. And they want to quiet me and silence me. So I have a group of friends in my district that I chat with. I feel like these are my superhero friends in real life. I chat with them and I was like, y'all, this position became available, but y'all know I don't want to apply. And that's probably why I said it to them, because God was like, girl, you're going to apply. Nah, you're going to figure this out, but you're going to apply. So they was like, so one of my friends had recently got a awesome position in a new school district. And I wrote this very loving tribute to her on Facebook. And part of my tribute to her was we always talk about, applying for jobs and we get told no, no, no. And it's so hard when you know what I'm saying? Like, you're qualified to do a job and people tell you no, you don't get the job. And it's like, I'm sick of applying. Like, let me just stay where I'm at. I'm comfortable. My job is good. I'm paid well. So I'm tired of people telling me no, because it really does hurt, especially when you're qualified. Like, you can do this job. So she had been applying and she just got this wonderful opportunity, this wonderful job to help kids, right? And she got it by just being herself in the interview. So I wrote her this really loving tribute on Facebook and I was like, it's this one perfect yes. All we have to do is just wait for the one perfect yes. If you have 500 no's, all you need is the one perfect yes. That was like the summary of what I said to her. So when I put that I was thinking about, applying for this position in our group chat, one of my friends hit me upside the head with what I said to my other friend. She was like, you know what, this really, really intelligent young lady said, all it takes is one perfect yes. I was like, you know what? You get on my nerves. You get on my nerves. You're not allowed to hit me upside the head with the things that I said. So, of course, I applied. My interview was yesterday, you guys. So, if it's a no, I ain't gonna ever tell y'all it's a no. But if I get it, I'll absolutely tell y'all. Because the no's hurt, right? Like, they hurt your feelings. Oh, so I say all this to say is that I haven't stopped applying. I haven't stopped applying. Even though I want to, even though these people get on my nerves. I haven't stopped applying. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I know that I'm supposed to be able to help more children outside of the four doors, or right now the four corners of my computer screen in my classroom. So I'm still applying and I'm still hopeful and waiting for the one perfect yes. All right, let me get back and finish this. Devotion 28. Often, what I expect tomorrow to bring will start to play out in my attitude. I think in some weird way that if I expect hurt and heartbreak and hardships, this protects me from getting caught off guard. Child, I understand. But in reality, when I do this, my negativity pulls me away from trusting God. That's that one perfect yes, y'all. Loving people and enjoying what today offers. And it sometimes even becomes self-fulfilled prophecies as I trade the good day of today for living in fear of tomorrow. Whatever disappointment you are facing today, now is the time to feed your faith and fuel your healthy perspectives. Make the choice today. Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, since as members of one body, you were called to peace. Colossians 3, verse 15. The prayer for Devotion 28. God, today I declare disillusioning, disappointments, and blinding fear don't get to be the boss of me. I am ruled by the peace of Christ, and I will use his truth to frame all that I see. Even when I am walking through hard seasons, help me have the attitude of Christ. In Jesus' name, amen.